Michael Buble!
Hey, big boy. Nice to see you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hello, brother. Michael Bublé's got a Christmas record.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. What's going on?
Nothing, man. I'm happy. Good. Everything's good. I got
Yeah.
a Christmas record coming out, and my mom just texted me right before, and she said, "Are you going on the George Stroumboulopoulos show? Is it on tonight or is it taping?"
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, let's say hi to your mom for me, please.
Of course, absolutely.
Welcome back. And I love the fact you have a Christmas record. A Christmas record for an artist is like in the old days when a country artist had to have their gospel album. It was just rite of passage.
Yeah.
And for you have to put out a Christmas record, right?
Yeah, man. I waited because I felt like this Christmas record was going to be the most important record of my life.
How come?
Man, people think I'm crazy when I say that, but I felt like if I made it right, if I did a good job with it, if I did what I thought I could do, that it would be part of my legacy, you know? And I think Christmas meant so much to me growing up because my family made it so great for us. And that Bing Crosby record was playing in the house constantly. It was a big part of my life, you know? It had a big impact on me. And so I felt like, you know, if I had done this the right way, that maybe I could, you know, make an impact on somebody else, you know, and be part of their celebration. The truth is, man, it's really humbling to, you know, knowing how important this holiday is for me. It's humbling to be invited into millions of people's homes.
You know, there's this idea that it's an old, like, great love story idea that when you looked at this, you know, the Danube River, that if it looked blue, you were in love or you were heartbroken, right? So your view of this river changed based on where you were in your heart. When you sing songs that are essentially beautiful love songs and sometimes heartbreak songs, when you've got a solid relationship and you're happy and you're married, like, is it different for you to sing these songs?
No, I gotta just it's like being an actor. I mean, you go and you read the script and you take yourself to a place that allows you to be emotionally honest, or as emotionally honest as you can be. And that was a good question because everything I've ever written, everything that's become a hit for me, from Home to Lost to everything to Haven't Met You Yet to Hollywood, I was in a bad or great place. Either I had come out of a relationship and been destroyed, or I had destroyed someone in a relationship, or there was always, you know, this heavy, you know, sadness or happiness. And now I'm just like this boring, happy, you know what I mean? I wonder now, like, am I going to be able to write a song? Because I feel, I'm like happy.
You're happy. Well, you know, because there's always this moment where a stand-up comic is really great, and the moment a stand-up comic has kids and starts telling jokes about his kids, I'm like, okay, check, please, I'm done. So, for you, do you have to dig a little deeper, work a little harder? Because that's what's good for your life is terrible for your art.
Yes.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Are you struggling with that at all?
I'm starting to with the writing. Yeah.
Just get her to be mad at you.
Because now, what do I write? It's like I'm writing, and it's like, you know, I could eat this, or maybe not. I don't know. There's nothing there. Like when I wrote the song Lost, I sat on the piano and I was wasted, completely. And
in your house, just sitting at the piano?
I was in Australia.
Okay.
And I was on this piano. I can't play the piano, but I was like, I write my songs on playing the chords. I can only play the chords. And I was like out of it. But I was really sad. I'd come out of this long relationship, and I like sat down, and I remember like plunking out this melody, and it all just came. Yeah. And now, what am I gonna sing about?
Well,
what am I gonna sing about now?
Well, what are you gonna sing about?
Well, things are pretty good. What are we gonna do tonight?
If you think about it, you know,
I wanna see a movie.
There's this
whatever.
great picture of you in this book and also stories. But what interesting to be in this really happy place, which is crazy considering that when you first met her, she didn't even think you played for her team.
No, totally no. Right? Well, she didn't speak English.
Right.
Like for those of you who haven't heard this story, I'll
so Lou is his wife.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I meet her after a show. I've finished a show in Argentina, and I'm really down about my relationship that's broke. Really bad. It was a bad time for me.
This is the Emily one or the previous one?
The Emily one.
Okay,
I'm in with. I got my grandpa with me, and I was struggling through it. This is about 3 months after. I was having a bad time. And anyway, so I finished the show, and I'm leaving out this driveway where they've taken the VIP guests and sort of stuffed everyone down. And I leave, and I see about 40 feet away the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I turned to my grandpa, and I said, "Grandpa, that is the most beautiful woman I have seen in my life."
What did he say?
And he said he didn't see her. He just had to trust me. He didn't see her. So But he, you know, but I was really, I can't tell you how deep I was like bummed. Like something affected me, and I looked at him and I said, you know, Grandpa, I said, I'm never gonna see her again. You know, that's it. Like I've seen this girl and something hit me and I'm never gonna see her again. And an hour later, an hour and a half later, we were in the bar, the hotel. They had made us a little party thing, and we were in our own private room. And like I said, I was down. I was drinking too much at that point, and the guy who runs the record company in Argentina said, would you like to meet one of our most famous actors and actresses? And I said, oh yeah, okay, whatever, you know, fine. She walks in the room, she's with this dude who makes Brad Pitt look like a fat, ugly dude. Oh. Like he's incredibly good. Like the dude is really good looking dude. Like whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Like I can't compete with this dick. And that's what I'm thinking. And I'm looking at him and her, and I'm thinking like, oh, awesome. You know, I meet like the love of my life and her husband or her boyfriend.
How do you know she was the love of your life and not just a hot girl?
Dude, there's something, I don't know, I can't explain it. Can't explain it. Anyway, turned out the love of my life couldn't speak English.
Right.
It turned out the love of my life's friend could. Yeah. So I sat with him, but I didn't want to hit on her because I thought they were together. I didn't know. And
coming out of the relationship, you're trying to be a good guy now, right?
Of course. So I'm talking to him, trying to figure out in very roundabout ways, like really. And of course, I'm on my 4th glass of scotch, and I'm starting to like, I'm starting to say like, I remember actually saying to him like, oh my God, your arms are so big, eh? You got some, you're all muscly, like holy shit, I'd love to have those muscles. And then I said like, you guys are really good looking together. And he was like, no, we're not together, you know? And I was like, really? You know, she's single? Yes, she's single and she likes you. I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest night of my life. But what I didn't realize is, she's at the same time on the text with her mom saying, oh my God, I come to meet Michael Buble and he is so gay.
She actually thought you were homosexual.
Flaming.
Because you're going like this, right? To the guy. Yeah.
That's what she sees. She can't. So she doesn't understand the words. She just sees me going, "Oh, you girl, oh, you girl, booger." We joke about it. We joke about it now because sometimes, like, I even wonder if, like, oh, and nothing. I just think it would be funny if, like, I accidentally, like, looked down or something like that, and what she would really have done anyway.
If you actually were gay, yeah.
So, yeah, so she found out that I wasn't, and I actually told her, man. I said to her the second night that I hung out with her, I said, you know, I'm going to marry you. You know, I'm going to come back here, and you're going to learn English. I'm going to Spanish.
How many scotches at that point when you said that?
That was sober.
Sober.
The next day, sober.
Right.
And later, I asked her what she thought about that when I told her that I wanted to marry her. And she said her honest thought was, yeah, every guy say that to me.
Is there, you know, when you have, especially in the beginning, a big language barrier, are there nuances that get missed?
It was really tough. Yeah? Really tough with that language barrier, absolutely. Things,
like your comedy,
a lot of things
all that
got taken out of context, or especially texting.
Yeah. Didn't your grandfather play a role in your first date in a weird way? I heard that you were on your first date with Lou, you talked about your grandfather, like it was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was on the phone with my grandpa, and man, I can't even talk about it now. Holy crap.
Oh, dude, I get it.
Anyway. Yeah. I was on the phone with him, and he told me he wasn't feeling very well. He was tired a lot, and his heart wasn't. He knew something was wrong, you know. And so I came into the room, and I started saying, I said, you know, Lou said, what's wrong? I said, oh, Grandpa's not feeling too good. And she said to me, she said, oh, you know, that's too bad. And I just said, yeah. I said, you know, one day, you know, I hope if we have kids, you know, that our kids will get to know him. And I said, not just know him, not just know him in pictures, you know. Yeah. Not just know because of stories that we've told, or I said I wanted them to know how incredible this guy was, you know, the patriarch of our family, this incredibly generous, loving, funny, beautiful guy that inspired me, you know. Anyway, I couldn't talk. This poor wife of mine at the time, I started to cry, which is okay, you know. But I cried. I cried for like 2 hours. And I couldn't stop. And the more I talked about him, and
she flies all the way from Argentina?
She flies all the way to Argentina, and she's like, who is this puss that I'm with? And well, and it was funny because at that point, I was so broken up. I was so scared of losing him, and the thought of it was just far too heavy for me to bear to process.
When I lost my grandmother, it's a game changer. So as long as you can, right? That's
And so what was neat about my wife is when I finished being a little bitch and crying for 2 hours or so, I said to her, you know, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed, you know. And she said to me, "You are so sexy." She said, she said, you know, like a boy, like a man who can cry, that's some sexy shit.
I had no idea you were on the X-Files. That's
It was a submarine episode 125.
You were on the X-Files.
Yeah.
But
Who wasn't?
Yeah, fair enough. What was that? What was the experience like?
It was awesome. You know, mostly though, it was in Vancouver, filmed in Vancouver. So that's how I made money on the off time. When I wasn't singing, I would go and do extra work and stuff. And I got kicked off the set, actually.
Were you too close to Dana Scully,
No,
or?
you're not gonna. This is the truth. You know, they treat extras so bad.
Yeah, it's
you know
cattle,
what I mean?
man.
Yeah, we're cattle. And so basically, I did the cardinal sin. I went to catering and took a hot dog.
And they threw you out.
Oh no, they didn't just throw me out, but the woman, the extra wrangler, was screaming at me, saying things like, "You will never work as an extra in this city again." And the worst part is I was like, "No!" That is the worst part, really. I was like, oh my God, no, like,
I need this.
I need this. It was so mindless. It was great.
That's fun. It's fun though, man.
Oh yeah.
You've obviously been able to play around the world and do a lot of different things. But did you ever meet, as a guy who's a Canadian and Italian, did you ever meet Berlusconi?
You know what? We had an orgy together.
You laugh, but it's almost true, right?
don't even know.
It's almost positive.
We totally did a high five.
Oh God.
I've got this one. No, I never. I like that the people actually went, oh. No, I never met him. I've met lots of politicians there, but it's pretty, you know, it's kind of a little corrupt, I would say. So.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
No, I haven't. But what a stud.
You're hearing about artists now who are singing, you know, people who perform for Muammar Gaddafi are feeling bad and giving the money back.
Ooh, you know that I think we got, Bruce told me that we were offered all of those things.
Really? And you said no to them?
Yep. No, I didn't. I'm not smart. I would have said, yeah! But my manager's smarter than me. He said, I don't think that's a really good idea, kid.
Yeah.
You know, I think we don't make many decisions now for money, and that's the truth. Most of what we do is because we think it helps to build the career, or that it's or that it's an important, good thing to do. It's not about the money now, because the money really never matter. But my manager's a good manager. He doesn't, you know, he wants to work with career artists. He wants to build a career.
Okay, so this book, I love there's so many photographs of you that are so, like he's with you all the time.
Yeah,
there's a shot of you in bed, dude.
He's a pretty amazing. His father's a great photographer. As a matter of fact,
But what is that? Look at this one here. Was your Bieber?
That's from a video called Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're exposing yourself a lot. How do you feel about that?
Exposing myself?
Well, I don't mean, buy the book and you'll find out.
Yes.
You know?
There's one, actually, that I'll just show you. Sorry about that, buddy. Let me see the back here. There's one that this is the one that's killing me, because every time I'm doing an interview now, I've had like 3 or 4 different ladies say the same thing, and it's so not a compliment. And my wife bought me this pig, and I take it on the road as a good luck thing. And where the hell is it?
I don't remember a pig.
Yeah, there's a pig. And she said, because she thought it was hilarious, because she called me Chanchy Chanchy, which is like piggy piggy. And anyway, so she bought me this pig because she came home one day and she said, "Oh, Mike, I finally speak Chanchy Chanchy, and he looked just like you." And this is what I'm saying, the worst part is, I've done these interviews, and 3 of these interviewers have said, "That picture with the pig, you look exactly like it."
Oh my God. Here, we'll put it up, we'll show it up.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I know I'm taking too much time.
No,
Here it is. What do
Everybody, he's got the book called On Stage, Off Stage. The album is called Christmas. It's Chanchy Chanchy.
Chanchy, Chanchy.